What are most desired graces among the three kinds given by the Holy Spirit? These three kinds of graces, first of all, they are sanctifying graces that incite us to become close friends with God, that encourage us to talk to Him, and that because of God we begin to love our neighbor. Secondly, these next kinds of grace are called charisms. That means, in one sense, magic powers, beaming stars from the eyes which radiate with force in front of disbelieving people. The Holy Spirit's powerful message. The speech charisma, for example, a healing charisma to prove that this word comes from God, and even on occasions the language's charisma, which may induce someone speak in French and may well be heard and understood by the listeners in any of their own maternal languages. Thirdly, a kind of grace called extraordinary mystical phenomena, that means external signs which manifest in people's eyes the holiness of a person. It may also be the stigma, therefore the wounds of Christ endured, for example, by Saint Francis of Assisi, by Saint Padre Pio. This may be a radiation that beams from the face as it recounted. For example, in the Old Testament of Moses, a person who is not yet spiritually inspired will obviously wish to possess the charisma first. For example, what a power it may be to live like Saint Peter, who had experienced when his passing shadow had touched a sick person by the roadside, and at the beginning of his preaching, the sick person had recovered. This is extraordinary, and so they had ended up saying to themselves, I must still be someone important. These charisma are dangerous because they may render a person proud, and similarly for other extraordinary mystical phenomena, when they arrive, the saints often had preferred to run away from them because they had found themselves in the limelight and they don't like being so. When we understand the message of the gospel, we understand that grace, the only essential thing to really ask, is sanctifying grace. This means loving God, loving your neighbor, being modest, and being humble. Moreover, this is what induces the greatest number of conversions. You must be certain. We may well perform all the magic phenomena that we will beam stars from our eyes. People will come in quantity when they encounter a saint, an attentive saint who is attentive to people, who cares for them, who gives his life for them. Then there is something lasting, something that is not extinguished, which we remember for a lifetime.